Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols. I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today from Thomas Nelson we have the NKJV large print thin line, and this one is the limited edition green goat skin that everybody's been waiting for. It's kind of been sort of announced and kind of not announced. It's just kind of been unofficially on Amazon, so if you saw it on there you kind of knew it was coming. What does it look like? Well, check it out. I'm going to give you a look. Here it is. The green goatskin. Now let me tell you a few things that really make this thing stand out. Here is the blue limited edition. It came out a couple years ago, and this one's really nice, but it's only kind of a generous yap. But it has the blue liner and it has your perimeter gold. If you've seen the layout, you know this is my favorite layout. I had it rebound by ICA Bibles. This was the original one that came out in the black goatskin that did not have the raised hubs on the spine. The reason I love this one is because in the New Testament, it does not have the words of Christ in red. All the words of Christ are in black. For me, that just seems to work better in a preaching context. However, check this one out. I don't know what limited edition means in the amount, but I do know that it does mean they're not going to crank them out, and once they're gone, they're gone. They're not going to print them again. So you can see the perimeter stitching. It would have been cool for them to have gone for an accent stitching here. As with all of their premier editions, they have the raised hubs on the spine. This is stamped in real nice. 3 really nice ribbons. It has a green, a red, and a black. So one thing that makes this stand out is the liner. Now this is a bright, bold green liner. And I actually dig it. Check this out. It has the herringbone. I've never seen this on a Premier collection before. But it has the herringbone perimeter gilt line on the liner. Of course it's edge lined, has a matching end sheet. But here's another thing about this one that I think you're going to be interested in. Let's check this out. All right. I don't know that the Premier collection for Thomas Nelson has ever done this before, but that, my friends, is a full yap all the way around. This is the first time I've ever seen this in a Premier collection from Thomas Nelson. Zondervan has done one or two, but I've never seen one from Thomas Nelson. And what that does is not only does it protect your gilding, but it gives that nice overhead view. Now this does have a split liner, and the reason they split the liner is so that they can kind of save some cost so they don't have to buy as large a piece of cowhide, which is what this liner is made out of. Of course, the cover is the goat skin. And whenever you match the liner with the cover, it's really forgiving on your cuts, because you can see these cuts aren't perfect, but they don't look bad at all because that liner and the cover match in color. So it's really nice. This is an 11-point font, double column, bottom references, just a little bit of margin space. And I'm going to bring something else in to kind of compare, because this reminds me of another layout that I really like as well. But when you get to the New Testament, this is a red letter. Now this is good red letter, but for a preaching context, I do not prefer red letter. This is a paragraph format, and again, this is my favorite layout. As a matter of fact, let's pull in another very expensive Bible. This one is somewhere around 200 bucks when you buy it from Schuyler. But when you look at them, you can see that it's a very similar layout. You got your bottom references, you have your red accents, you have your black verses, so they look very similar, but this has the 36 GSM paper, and you can really see a difference with the ghosting because this is only 28 GSM paper. Another thing that's really nice is somehow, this is the NKJV, it's got a similar layout, it's got an 11-point font, so they both have the same font size, but when you compare it to the Schuyler and the thin line, there is a significant difference in the thickness of the Quintel. So that's the reason why the Quintel didn't make the cut. This is actually my preaching Bible layout. I preach from my ICA, and these two are my backups because every good preacher needs a backup Bible of the same layout. So why have 3 of the same layout? Well, because these two are limited edition, and if I ever get to the place to where this wears out or I can't use it anymore, then there you have it. I've got a blue, I've got a green, and of course I've got a black ICA. And then I really do like the Quintel. I think they did a good job on the Quintel. It's just a little bulky and thick for me, and I get the same bang for this layout. What's thinner, it's a little more manageable. It does have a slightly larger footprint size, but it's not by much, and that's probably because of the yap. I mean, you're talking maybe an 1/8 of an inch difference. So this is absolutely my favorite layout. I love the fact that they're putting this out in limited editions, and now I have one in blue and I have one in green, and they're absolutely awesome. So there you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.